Welcome to the Legacy Solutions Podcast, where we discuss the principles of mindset, management, and maintenance, and how each plays a pivotal role in building your life, your family, and your business. Thanks for joining in on the conversation with your host, Darnisha.
Family, we are back again with another week of Legacy Solutions Podcast. And this week, I have another special guest. She is another co-author in our book, Tax Strategies for Small Businesses. Would you please introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Terrill Miller. I'm the owner of TMM Financial and Tax Services in Eldoret, Arkansas. And I'm happy to be here to go over a little bit, not too much, on the chapter which I'm writing in the book that we're co-authoring in. So I'm glad to be here.
Thank you so much for joining me. Just like she said, just a little bit. We're gonna give you a little taste of what we got in the book, just a little bit. Can you tell us a little bit of your background, who you work with? You mentioned you're in Arkansas. Do you work remotely or?
I do. I actually been virtual, before the pandemic. So I've always been virtual. So that's not anything new for me. It just made it more accessible and more reasonable for my clients. They don't fight me as hard being virtual as prior to the pandemic. But I did start off working with individuals. But now I'm setting aside for a team to handle individuals so I can focus on small businesses. Basically, my passion is nonprofit.
Okay.
So that's my passion. Then, of course, those who are in the salon or barbershop industry. So whether they're owners or contract workers. So that's who I work with and do the bookkeeping for.
Okay. So I got to bring you back for another episode just to talk about these barbershop and salon owners.
Good. Okay.
My husband's a barbershop owner. So baby, I know the struggle, the pain. I know it. Through some blood, sweat, and tears.
Yes.
Get him on.
I think this is compliance. I think with some of them, it's like they don't understand you can't do that. I know it may feel good or sound good to you, but legally you can't do that. But yeah.
Yes, I forgot. I heard someone mention it. But like you work, you cut hair, you do somebody's hair, you throw the cash in the apron, you throw it in your pocket. Yeah. And you walk to 7-Eleven or you go to the gas station and you do this, go to the beauty supply store. And before you know it, that $500 you made for the day is really looking like $175.
Yeah.
You don't know why.
Why? Like, where did all my money go? Yeah.
Yes, I know. Yeah. I'd be like, babe, I made this today. And I'm like,
where is it at? Where did you leave it at the shop?
Did you drop it? What happened?
Yeah, well, I will be glad to.
For sure. That's good. So what's your chapter on in the book?
My chapter in the book, actually, it actually coincides with another co-author, but it's talking about choosing a retirement plan. I have been with just discussing with other small business owners. They don't realize that they can actually have and create their own retirement plan for their small business for themselves. And if they so happen to bring on employees, that they can set it up where it can also benefit their employees as well. So I go over small businesses creating and starting a retirement plan, how to go about it, the steps, requirements, things of that nature.
Okay, good. Is there a certain point that a business owner should start thinking about having a retirement plan, or what would you suggest?
Well, my suggestion would be is first review the different plans that are available. And the reason I say that is because depending on the plan that they choose, will operate different ways. So it just depends on what you want that plan to do. So for instance, what I mean by that is, for me, I would do an SEP plan just because I want to be able to have something that I know is going to fit me. And then if I need to later, I can kind of control it and I can change it. So if you want to set up a plan, say, for instance, you want to be the only one that's contributing to the plan, then that's the plan that you will set up and you will write your plan out that says exactly that, or if you want it to be a match, or if you want it profit share. So it just depends on what function that you want the plan to have. So that's how you basically go by choosing the plan that you want. So just what you want it to do, and what the end result you want it to have at the end of the plan, pretty much.
Okay. So just to backtrack a little bit, you said SEP, a SEP, that's a simplified employee pension. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
And so a business owner can have it set up where the business is investing money or putting money into the SEP for them, and then they can also, on the personal side, contribute to it as well.
Yes.
And they're able to reap benefits on both sides. Is that correct?
Yes. It's beneficial for the business owner, and it's also has some tax benefits for the participant of the plan as well. So say, for instance, as a business owner, you set up your plan, and you can have what you contribute to the plan that can be a deduction for you in your business, based on you having contributed so much or a set aside amount for that plan. Also for the participant that you set up in the plan, of course, there's limits, right? You have your limits that you have to contribute to the plan. And then of course you have, at the end of the year, it can have more than the set amount, 6,000 in that. You can't contribute more than 6,000 for the year. So basically, for the participant, if they say, well, I'm getting a distribution or contribution to this plan, but it's going to be over the amount, they can use that and donate that to like a charity. And so when they donate that to a charity, instead of having it go into that account, then that can be a deduction for them if they itemize, where they can have charity contribution deduction. So that's how it can help, as a person that's working for a small business.
Wow, that's really good. So, I mean, people say, the tax code is, or like people abuse the tax code, but we have so many opportunities to take advantage of how the tax code is written, because you ask me, it sounds like it's written for the business owners.
It is. Yes, it is. It really is. And I just had a discussion with another business owner, and he was breaking down a lot of things that I've never even thought about. But, tax codes, they are set up for someone that has a business, because that's why you have all of these credits that they give business owners that we get to take advantage of. And so it also benefits you when you follow the codes set for your business, especially with the plans, because you get to have these deductions, you get to have, all these credits. If you set up a plan, then the government says, okay, since you did this, we're going to give you this credit, or we're going to allow you to have this deduction or whatever. So yeah, it's set up for business for sure.
It's amazing. And I think we put ourselves at a disadvantage if we don't take advantage of the resources that are available to us. So I'm not sure if you mentioned it, but what are some of the requirements, whether it's for a SEP or just some general requirements that a business owner needs to keep in mind while they're considering whether they should offer?
Okay. Well, for sure, when to set up a plan, first of all, like I said, choosing the plan which you want, depending on how you want it to function. But you want to make sure that it can't be set up to where it says you have to meet outside of what the Internal Revenue Code says. But basically, you have to be able to offer to your employee when they reach age 21. And then it has to be available to all employees. So you can't say, well, we're going to offer it to this, a high paid or, this type of employee versus the other. If you do start a plan, it has to be able to be eligible to be offered to all of your employees. Again, age 21, you can set it, of course, set it aside, like, for instance, like with anything else, they give benefits after you've gone through your probation period. You can set it aside to say after 1 year or whatever time period, then we can set this, we can, offer this plan to this individual. The next thing is Like I was saying, as far as what they call discrimination, meaning it has to be eligible for all employees, not just those that have, those that own percentage or stocks in the company. And then again, you want to give the individual the opportunity to either control their plan, or you can set it up to where you control the plan for them. So you can give them that benefit, you can give them that option as well. And so pretty much that would be pretty much the thing, is that, make it available to the person. Unless they have like a life-changing event, at that point you can change it at that point, but for the most part at the age 21 and it has to be available to everybody.
Okay, that's really good. I'm just like thinking, my brain is going. I actually spoke with a client recently, and she was going to legitimately put her son on payroll, for him to do like legitimate function for the business.
Right.
Then at the same time, we were just discussing about whether or not she should open up some sort of like retirement account for him. And it's just like, let's take advantage of everything. So put him on payroll, you get that deduction for the business, and then also you'll be able to offer a retirement plan, not just for him, but for you as well, to get established. Because a lot of times, I don't know the statistics, but a lot of times, I think in our community, we end up at a disadvantage when it comes to our retirement plan. So it's really important, especially as business owners, that we take advantage of what's available to us.
And I do think that a lot of people don't really realize how easy it is to set up a plan. I mean, I used to think that it was, oh God, you got to have this certain amount of money, you got to have this type of income, but it really is not, because you can actually, it is based, of course, on your compensation. You can't be over a certain amount or whatever, but anybody can open up a retirement plan. Right. You just have to understand how it works. Again, like I said, how you want it to function. What is it that you want to do, at the age that you're retired, right? You want to make sure, when you retire, is it going to function? Is it going to have in the money? If you have said, well, I'm going to retire at 75. Okay. Did you put enough money in there? From whatever time period. It doesn't even matter if you start at 50. If you start at 50, that's perfectly fine. As long as you start. That's the main thing. Start. Right. Starting. But yeah, it just depends on what you wanted to do. It's not hard at all. You can go to your local bank and set up a retirement plan. They'll go over it with you. There are tax preparers who specialize in setting up retirement. I'm not a specialist, but I know a little bit about a little bit. How about that? Yeah. But so, I mean, it's not hard at all. And then, like you said, us being at a disadvantage because we're not taught these things. We're not told these things that, if you have, if you have an account at your bank, go to your bank and set up just a simple plan. It can be a 401k. A lot of people, my job, I still work as well. I have a 401k. That's one of my advantages that I think, I have in my job. But outside of that, I can also go and start my own plan. I can have my plan at work on my job, and I can also go set up my own, whether I'm a business owner or not, but especially because I'm a business owner, because now I have some tax applications that's going to give me some credits and some deductions for doing so.
That's amazing. That's really good. So like we said, we don't want to give the people too much. We just want
not too much.
dangle a little bait in front of them so that way they know.
Read the book. Read the book.
Yeah, they read the book. So is there anything else you want to add before we sign off? Please also let the people know how to get in contact with you. They would like to work with you.
Oh, sure. Again, just like I said, on the retirement plan, like I said, it doesn't matter, at this point, just be sure that you start. Go ahead and get the plan created, set up, decide how you want it to function, who you want to be in control of. And make sure that, it's documented on how this plan is to function, because that's very important. The IRS is very strict on that. You got to have this plan, just like with anything else, bookkeeping, you got to have it written out and follow that plan exactly the way you set it up. And so I will be more than happy to refer and go over some plans. Like I said, I don't know everything. I'm not a specialist, but I know a little bit about a little bit. But I'll be more than happy to, to go over the information. I always kid and say I'm Googleable. So I am on Google if you want to find me, but I'm on Facebook. So TMM Financial and Tax Service on Facebook.com/TMM Financial and Tax Service on Facebook. My website is www.financialtaxes.com. If you want to reach me there, and I'm on Instagram and LinkedIn. Again, just search for, you can even search for my name. I just found out you can Google my name and you can find me. That's pretty cool. But yeah, so any social media platform, I'm there and you can Google me. And all of my information, my website, my Facebook page, all that pops right up for you.
Perfect. And it's TERRILL.
Correct. Yes.
MILLER.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. All right. Thank you so much. And family, thanks for tuning in while we discuss another pillar of legacy building, which is management of our resources. And we dug in a little bit on retirement plans. And so please join us next week as we continue our discussion. I love you all, and I'll see you again soon.